Sorry, it got disconnected. So we were explaining with respect to the monitoring part of the technology, right? So under that first one, the technology monitoring. So basically it helps in monitoring the existing technology, seeing that it is not difficult to grab the data and at the lower cost it is monitored properly. So all these information I've given step by step, you can go through it. Major thing which are associated I have explained you. So next part in exploratory technique is trend analysis. You should be able to always analyze how the trend of a given product is. Right. So it uses mathematical and statistical techniques. Without using this, you cannot extend the data and draw a graph for analyzing the trend. So it helps in extending the time series data related to the future. So even the future thing could be predicted, or until the existing year also, how the trend of the growth of a particular product is can be analyzed. So trend analysis is a broad term that encompasses economic forecasting models and techniques such as regression analysis, exponential analysis, smoothing, and growth curve fitting. So these are the existing forecasting models to do the trend analysis. So depending upon the product, depending upon the parameters what you are analyzing, it should be a linear way of analysis, it could be an exponential way of analysis. So based on the analysis, you have to select the forecasting model. So the available models are regression models, exponential models, smoothing models, grow and curve fitting models. So based on that, you will curve fit and get the required graph, and you show the trend analysis, how the trend has been going on for the existing products. So through this you will understand whether the growth is going linearly, yeah, exponentially, or it is held stagnant, or it is coming down. All these could be analyzed. So due to this analysis, it helps in understanding where the problem exactly is, how this problem could be overcome, so that you will be having a linear growth in the particular product. So all these things could be analyzed with the help of trend analysis. So next technique under exploratory part is expert opinion. Always it is necessary to take the opinion from the experts of the area in which you are working. So they help you to provide the right suggestions. So based on the suggestions also, you can overcome the existing problem for your current product. Suppose your product could be very good, and all of a sudden it is the market for that product is coming down due to the reduction in the sales and the profit. So then the company people will be worried about why the problem is with respect to the reduction in the sales and the profit. So the company, the director also sometimes will not be able to take the decision. So then they rely on the people who are very expert in this particular area, so that they take the suggestions. Right, so these suggestions will be really worth, and if they try to implement these suggestions, 100% they can overcome the problem. So this is one way of taking the decision from the experts. After taking the decisions from the experts, these modifications will be implemented in the product with respect to the technology transfer in the process stage, and finally the forecasted model or the product will be coming. Okay, so this is the strategy of using the expert opinion. So this is a third part in with respect to our exploratory techniques section. So this is first one, second is trend analysis, and third one is expert opinion. Yeah, Aditya, are you understanding? You're sleeping. Hello. Next is Delphi technique. So what happens in Delphi technique? Right, so it is just an example which has been given how they have implemented the Delphi technique. So it was originally developed by USA people in the year 1940. In 1940s, very late, this one. before our independence. So it consists by a person Olaf Helmer in USA. This technique was being implemented. So what does it consist? It consists of an attempt to arrive at an consensus in an uncertain area by questioning a group of experts repeatedly. So you will be having a team of people who are well versed in many areas. So this group of people will be asked questions repeatedly. The questions will be shooted out one by one related to the problems associated in the product which is already there in the market. So they will ask the questions one by one, and these expert peoples will be able to answer. So they will grab the information from these expert people and use. That is one thing. Next, the leader first supplies the question to the experts. How does the expert people give the answers? For that, first, the project manager or the product leader will supply the questions to the experts who are located at different places for their response. So it's not necessary that all the people will be together. Sometimes if the experts are from foreign areas also, they cannot come and sit together and have a discussion. So based on the problem associated in the product, the questions will be framed by the product manager or the product leader, and these questions will be thrown to the experts who are sitting in different places, so they can inform you remotely also. It is not necessary that they have to be in eye contact always. So then each expert is given opportunity to react to the information or consideration advanced by others. So many people will give different concepts. Based for a single problem, there could be different solutions. And out of these solutions, and better result could be obtained by grabbing all the solutions, modifying and optimizing into one, or among different type of solution, one solution could be considered as an best. So for that, discussion among the expert committee people is also essential. So it provides a gateway to discuss the answers given by different expert individuals together, so that they can identify which is the best solution for a particular problem which is associated in the product. So by identifying this solution, then it will be forecasted in the process stage, and finally the forecasted product will be given in the output stage. So that I told you already. So all these things will be forecasted here with the review. In the review you'll be having the expert team. They will forecast and they'll overcome the problem associated, and that forecasted model will be given in the output. So this lie common for all the techniques which has been implemented. So this has been done in Delphi technique. Okay, so finally what it happens, what is the better thing you achieve through Delphi technique is, it reduces halo effect, bandwagon effect, ego involvement with publicity, expressed opinion. So first of all, it improves the communication and good compatibility and understanding among the people, and also it helps to reduce the ego, attitude to share, to discuss. So when they are into the area in depth, so they will understand how essential the communication is needed in today's world. So if you have good communication with the people all over the world, you can get the solution by discussing rather than speaking them in personally also. So you should be strong enough in the technology concept, and you should be good enough in the communication skills. So if you are thorough with these two and you have good contacts with good people throughout the world, you can get the solution to your any type of product at any time by having a good discussion among the expert people, and hence it reduces all the drawbacks and helps in upliftment the product with respect to the problems what it was having. So this is about the Delphi technique, what they use to overcome the forecasting problem in the forecasted product. And next is scenario development. So this is also under the same exploratory technique. You have the last part, what is scenario development. So what happens in scenario development? So here a set of snapshot of some aspect of the future situation is grabbed and collected. So the people will predict for this particular product what could be the future situation. So they will grab the data related to it what could be. Okay, so then they encompass the believable range for chosen aspect. They will encompass what could be the range for that particular chosen aspect. So based on the chosen aspect of the future, the data or the range which could be believed will be grabbed. Then a set on imaginative descriptions are developed. So based on the range developed, they will provide a set of imaginative descriptions related to the range. Okay, and this ranges will be based on the qualitative and the quantitative data. So here you are clubbing two types of forecasting techniques. So this will be related to qualitative and quantitative data. So that also we have studied here already. So under this it could be either characteristic, strength or weakness with respect to the requirement. Okay, so then after that it mixes imagination, intuition and scientific data analysis, and they are most useful on forecasting in communicating complex, highly uncertain situations to non-technical audience. So this is very suitable for non-technical audience because it speaks about the qualitative and the quantitative aspects. So qualitative aspects are also understood by the non-technical audience, and qualitative is also understandable by the non-technical audience because you are not deriving any mathematical equation, showing any analysis, exponential model, regression model or any other model associated with forecasting, so that the non-technical audience cannot understand. Basically, the agenda here is you'll be focusing the non-technical audience to understand what is the problem is, how it is processed, and how the forecasted product is taken out as an output. So in order to help the non-technical audience, the scenario development is utilized so that it will be using the qualitative and the quantitative data. Okay, so this is about the scenario development. So these were all the techniques used under exploratory techniques. So exploratory techniques are nothing but the exploratory methods for forecasting the technology. So in that we have now explained all the 5 technological aspects, which are the methods or the techniques. So next comes under normative. See, you can see under normative techniques we had 4. So under that, first one is dynamic modeling. So this totally purely based on analytical data. So what happens here? A simple mathematical model will be defined, represented of some part of the real world. So what problem exactly the product is having. So based on the product problems, the variable inputs, the non-variable inputs will be identified, that will be framed into a simple mathematical model, and which is applicable to the real-time world problem it has to be. Okay, so that will be framed, and then model ranges from flow diagrams, simple equations, scale models to sophisticated computer simulation. So the model can range from the simple to that of the sophisticated simulations. So when the answer for a problem analysis could not be done in mathematical equation by human, that happens when the parameters are too high for identifying a mathematical equation, then we rely on the simulation aspects. So for complicated variables where the solution to be derived by mathematical equation is difficult, in that case we go with the sophisticated computer simulation softwares. So the model could range from very minimum to the sophisticated kind of model. Then later, model can exhibit the future behavior of complex system, because you will do the model and you will simulate and check. So it will predict what could be the future behavior of this complex system simply by isolating important system aspects from unessential details. In a model you'll be having many complex systems, so some could be very important aspect and some could be related to which are not essentially needed. So you'll isolate the important system and again you will simulate and check the other unessential details which are there in the equation, how it affects our future behavior of our product. So that also will be identified by dynamic modeling. So these are the things which will be done with respect to dynamic modeling part. Next is cross impact analysis. So what happens in cross impact analysis? Here the researchers will identify a set of key trends, those with high importance or probability. So which are of high importance will be identified as the key trends. Then an event A occurs, what will impact on the all trends. So first they will the researchers will identify the key trends for a particular product. So when an event A occurs which is affected with a particular product, so then they will analyze what is the impact of these trends on the particular product. And finally, the success of the method depends on the choice of the events what you are relating. So that particular event should be related to a particular key trend. If you are mapping that to a wrong key trend, then the impact of it identification will be difficult. But if you map properly, you can identify the success rate of that key trend with respect to the existing product. So this is just nothing but the impact analysis for the particular product. What you are verifying it with respect to the different key factors. So key factors will be the factors which are associated, which has important factors for a particular product to grow and excel. So you will evaluate the trend with respect to different key factors. So we'll get different impact analysis at each stage of the growth of the product. So this will provide you an good impact analysis right from the beginning of a product to that of an end of a product. And hence cross impact analysis always is very essential and important to validate how the product is working dynamically. And next is morphological analysis. If anyone have not typed your USN number and name in the chat room, kindly add on because by 5 minutes the meeting will be ended. So next is morphological analysis. So what happens in morphological analysis? So firstly, it was developed by Swiss astronomer by name Vicky. Okay, so what he characterized here is an attractive characteristics of morphological research in the assessment of the likelihood that a future technology will be realized. So it was a square in the morphological box. What do you mean by it? So the characteristic nature of the future technology, what it could be, will be identified. So that will be embedded in a morphological box. So every design here will be associated with a morphological box. And then this morphological box usually speaks about the structural analysis, how the structure of the material looks like. So in that structurological analysis, they will just associate the assessment of the structure of the material which is being used. So this will be framed in the morphological box. Just mute your screen mic please. Next is all solutions of the morphological box should be examined for their feasibility and analyzed and evaluated with respect to the purpose to be achieved. So you'll be having different morphological box for different section of the material used and for different functional characteristics as well as structural characteristics. Then each box will be evaluated to see whether the purpose which is being needed is achieved or not. So the purpose here will be nothing but the problem definition what you have given initially in the input process. So if that problem definition is been satisfied here, then you can say that the product is successfully forecasted. So this is the morphological analysis. And last one is series indicator. So in series indicator, what happens is each company establish favorite indices of those general economic conditions most relevant to its product and technology category. So here they will list out the indicators which are associated with their product. Be careful, and the technology what they are using. It is not like they are collecting all the information related to any stream of area. So they have to collect the data related to the product or the technology what they are using, how it is in the economic condition, because the same material, same technology could be used by the other people also. It helps to grab the literature part of the existing product and technology in today's world, and what are its economic conditions. So these data will be grabbed. So these indices should be examined for any indicators that may affect the life of the technology. So the data, the literature survey, what they grab, then will be analyzed with the existing problem associated for their product in the type of technology they are using. So they identify, through that also solution can be obtained. So if the solution is obtained and the problem is solved, then you can forecast the product outside in the output, saying that now the product is free of the problem which was associated. Okay, so in this series indicator, there are three general categories, which are leading indicators, simultaneous indicators, and lagging indicators. So leading indicators, who are the leading people related to this particular product and technology, all data will be grabbed. Who are in the same role as you are in the current situation, their data will be grabbed. And who are lagging related to the product and the technology what you are using, their data will be also grabbed. So it provides, leading indicators provides you the plus points, lagging indicators will provide you the negative points related to the technology what you are using, and the simultaneous indicators will provide you the current situation what other people are also facing. So based on the data grabbed, they will be able to identify and better and the optimized result. So this has been taken in case of series indicator. So remaining part of it I'll be taking in the next class. Okay, so if you have any problems or doubts related to it, you are free to ask. And if any people have not written your USN numbers, kindly type it in the chat room. You please speak out, who of you, how many of you have not submitted the assignments? All of you have submitted. So those who have not submitted with respect to the due date, I'll be marking it 0 directly. A lot period of time was been given. So please stick on to the due dates of assignment 1, 2 and 3. See that you upload it. Hope you understand the concept of forecasting, technology forecasting. You can implement this forecasting concept to any number of area of work or product, to any procedure. It is very useful in your day-to-day life also. And at the last we will study and case study also how this technology forecasting will be beneficial in many ways. Okay, so you have to do the groundwork and try to get some case studies related to each module. That will help you finally at the time of examination and in internals also. I'm sharing you some PDF already, and from your end also you try to get some case studies. Next assignment will be based on, you will identify a case study and then you will write the entire thing with respect to the fourth module and the third module also. Any doubts? Vivek, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, are you listening? Yeah, sleeping.
Yes. No, ma'am.
Sleeping. Okay. Hope you were able to
No, ma'am.
understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you everyone, you see that you don't keep yourself idle, engage in some or the other way. Your project is pending. Everyone, please take care of your projects also. Do your assignments on time. Engage yourself from morning to evening usefully. Don't waste your times. Okay. So now then take care. Bye bye. The class session is now winding up. Anyone, if you haven't written your USN number, kindly type it in the chat quickly. So bye bye. Take care.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, bye. Any doubts, you are free to ask. If you don't have any doubts, you can log out.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay. Please see that you type your yes and before you leave.